Hello, everyone. Alright, we're live.
Okay.
And before we get started, I'm going to do this. Well, this. And then. Where is it? There it is. The stupidly long Jojo.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Apollicast. Today we're talking about...
Sorry, I just had to do that. Okay.
Alright. Well, as we said before, we're talking about in the title, we're talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, the manga and the anime series, one of the most popular anime and manga series to date, and it's one of the longest running since started in the late 80s, and it's still going on today with Part 8 being released in Japan right now. But Fastin, this is too much to talk about just between the two of us, so we have a very special guest on this show. Can you tell us who it is?
Well, I brought along DJ.
What's up, everybody? My
name
is Djbronzeleague. I am a recently converted to the JoJo lifestyle. Probably about October of last year, I started the journey through JoJo's. I ended up watching all of it with a friend, and we watch it every week together once he gets off work, which is absolute torture because he's a West Coast guy, so I gotta wait till like 8. And I stream on Twitch, do lots of anime stuff, JRPGs, all that other stuff, kind of whatever. I'm playing Judgment right now, and I also run my own anime podcast called Slice of No Life, where we do occasionally talk about JoJo's as well there.
I forgot to turn on chat bot. Damn it.
It's already devolved.
I know.
Okay, I gotta turn mine on. Okay. So, as CJ just said when he first heard about JoJo, Vaslin, when's the first time you ever heard about JoJo's Bizarre Adventures?
When you told me about it.
Really? I thought you knew before I told you.
I think you were the first one who told me about it.
Oh shit.
Because your cousin told you about it.
Yeah, how I heard about it, my cousin is still obsessed with it. He found it one day, and every time I go to hang out with him, he just talk Jojo, doing the stands and stuff, like going up and just coming as like 6 pistols.
I actually I knew about JoJo's for a while. Andogar, one of the people that I do the podcast with, he's been a JoJo's fan for a long time. He has, manga from Japan when he visits. And he always told me to get into it. And I was like, that sounds all right. It's a long series. So I always was like, I'll watch it one day. And I went to a convention. I work at some conventions doing the arcade stuff. And we were at Animazement, and one of the guests there was Kira Buckland, who is a voice actress who did 2B, is probably like her most famous role from Nier Automata. And she is an absolute JoJo's fanatic. When I met her, she was cosplaying as Jolene. She runs a JoJo's panel, and so I was like, dang. So like, yeah, I asked her, I was like, so you really like JoJo's? Like, a lot? And she was like, she just started talking about it. I was like, oh shit, that's wild.
Nice.
Like so I was like, okay. And then I was watching One Punch Man with my friend, and we were about to finish it up, and I was like, what should we watch next? And he was like, I don't really know. I was like, you ever seen JoJo's? And he's like, no, I've wanted to watch it. I was like, let's do it.
It's the same thing. Like, my cousin has keychains of all the stands that have been released so far. He bought them from Japan. He has his ears pierced, and for his 21st birthday, his parents bought him the stone mask earrings. They're studs, and they look just like the stone mask.
Nice.
And they're solid steel, and they're fucking awesome looking. Because he kept talking about it, and I got curious, so I bought the first season like pretty much the first 2 parts on DVD, and I watched it. I was like, this is fucking amazing. Narok, you're on my shit list tonight. Just kidding, Narok, I love you. That's fine. I mean, people don't like the show because it's over the top and everything, but that's the point of it. So then I bought the mangas like Vaseline knows. I own all the mangas now because I just bought Part 4's Volume 1 the other day, and I finished reading it. It was really good.
He owns all the English mangas. He should clarify that.
Yes, English. All the ones that have been released in the States because I can't read Japanese.
Right. I do have the hardback of the Dio's World, and that's it. And I'll probably buy hardback of Sheer Heart Attack and Bites the Dust from Part 4 when they get released.
Yeah. Then also, I've told Vaseline I got another book by the guy who created Jojo called Rohan in the Louvre. It was one of his books he wrote in the middle of it.
Rohan in the Louvre. Yeah.
Yep. Haven't read it yet. It's styled more like a graphic novel, but it still reads like a manga. It's weird, but it's probably like one of the tallest mangas I own. Like, I watched the entire first season trying to get... The premise is it just didn't click. I can understand Narok. Certain animes like that. Like, for example, Full Metal Alchemist. I didn't really like the original anime, but I watched Brotherhood. I was like, this is fucking amazing.
I need to finish watching Brotherhood.
So good.
Yeah, same here.
Just don't watch the Netflix live action. Netflix ruins.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, live action, American live action adaptations of Japanese anime are generally awful. So
very, very
just steer clear of that.
Yeah.
Japanese live action, on the other hand, is not the greatest, but it's better than the Americans.
True.
For me, I remember trying to watch JoJo's for the first time by myself, and I actually stopped watching it, not because I didn't like it, but like I think I got to like episode 3 and I was like, this isn't the show I thought it'd be. You know, like part 1's good. I like part 1, but it's definitely not what the rest of the show is.
Oh yeah, it's different than the rest, because once episode 1 is over and you're like, okay, where's this gonna go next? And then part 2 comes in and you're like, wait, what the fuck? What's going on?
But it's so funny with Jonathan, how Jonathan in the first part, the first JoJo, is like a gentleman. He's like the most polite gentleman ever. Then you go to Joseph and he's just like a brash, in-your-face guy.
Oh yeah, I've seen a meme that's like Jonathan looking down from heaven at all of his ancestors. He's like, I'm disgusted with all of you, because every single one of them, they're a little questionable.
Oh,
little?
A lot. I mean, yeah. But we know from the first 2 parts, the theme of it was the Hamon and the stone masks. Which anybody who hasn't watched, so Hamon is like a breathing technique. It's a breathing fighting technique that uses the light of this. Pretty much it's as powerful as the sun, because they need to use it to combat the stone mask. That if somebody wears it and smears blood on it, these metal spikes come out and pierce your brain in certain spots, and it turns you into a vampire. But when we go to part 3, completely different, because the Hamon, pretty much the only Hamon user in the entire show is Jonathan. Not Jonathan, Joseph. And then we go to what they call the stands, which has been the staple of the show since part 3's Stardust Crusaders, and it's still going. But yeah. So, Vaseline.
Go ahead,
DJ.
Rockstar, I got a quick question for you. So you're current on the anime, because I've asked Blas. I know he's only anime. Have you read any of the manga post part 5?
The only one I've read post part 5 is the first volume of part 4. I already did research on everything, DJ. And I've asked my cousin a bunch of questions. So he's pretty much caught up to where they're at now. So I asked him a bunch of questions because I told him about the podcast, and I said, "Can you just give me some insight?" He's given me pretty much everything, how it runs down. Now, there's some things he didn't tell me.
Right. I only know some things. Like I'm going to read part 6 after 5's over. I know very general things about 6, 7, 8. I know some spoilers just because I've played the fighting game.
That's my cousin.
I forgot there was a fighting game.
And I played All-Star. I've
never
played Eyes of Heaven, but I played All-Star Battle, so I know I know some things. I definitely know one thing, but
I mean, I had talked to Vaslin about this before we did the podcast. Like, he was saying we're just going to talk up to part 5, and I said that's fine because that's all everybody knows. Because part 6 isn't out in the States because Japan just doesn't want to do it. They're like, oh, you have to wait 2 years. You got to wait 2 years.
Yeah, there's usually a 2-year break between anime releases.
Yeah. Man, like I know everything about the first 3 parts, and I've started watching some of part 4. I haven't really gotten that far into it, but like I understand the concept of 4. 5, I know a smidge about. All I know is that the main character, that current Jojo.
Right. Okay.
About it, I know somewhat a little bit of part 6 because again I just did research, and it just when you do research on anything, like even when me and Vass were doing research on like for our last episode of Doctor Who, which if anybody's missed our last 2 episodes, check it out on Twitch in the highlights or on YouTube. You go down all these rabbit holes.
So many rabbit holes.
So like I know a little bit about 6 with Jolene being Jotaro's daughter and her in this prison full of other stand users and stuff about it.
Yeah, I know. I also know like who the next 2 bad guys are. I actually just bought a JoJo's mouse mat, which is
I saw the picture of that.
Yeah, it's all of the bad guys from part 2 to part 7, since 1 and 3 overlap.
My cousin has. What is it? Because he has a poster of it, and he actually got a hoodie, too. Oh, it's from a panel, I think, from part 4? With, Shining Diamond and Kira Stan. I can't remember its name, but, like...
Oh, Killer Queen.
Killer Queen, that's actually on his key ring, because that's his favorite one. It's just them like punching, so similar with Star Platinum and the World, where like they're each like catching their punches. So
nice.
Here's that.
DJ, did you get your delete emote done yet?
Oh, it's in the edit phase. I've got one more batch of changes I'd like done to it, and I should have a Killer Queen emote soon.
Nice. Yeah, all of DJ's emotes are JoJo based,
which is awesome. Also, there's another.
Yeah, I love the Dio emote.
That's actually funny because now I gotta tell this story to DJ because I've told you this story about because again my cousin being a huge fan of JoJo, he went to this. It's like a video game / like anime kind of like store where it just sells like a bunch of nerdy geeky stuff, and he found a JoJo figure. I can't remember. I don't know. I think it was Jolene. Might have been Josuke. I gotta ask him. But anyway, he picks it up, goes to the goes to the cashier with 2 oil paintings of Jotaro and Dio and Jonathan and Joseph because he gave one to his brother and he kept one for himself. It's like actual like oil painting. He showed me. It was cool. Goes up and the cashier looks at it and he goes, "Huh? You know how long this has been on the shelf for?" Cousin asks how long. He's like, "About 3 minutes. I literally just put it up there 3 minutes ago and I'm just sold out again."
Yeah.
Because they were flying off the shelf like hotcakes. Like I even told last time when I was getting the hardcovers of the JoJo manga, I had gotten, I think it was 2 years ago, I accidentally got 2 copies of a second copy of Volume 3 Part 1's manga, So I went to go back to go return it, get another volume from Stars Crusaders. They had it at the bookstore. This is how many JoJo mangas they had. They had one of those, two volumes of Volume 1, Part 1 of Phantom Blood, and one volume of, I think it was Part 2, Volume 3. I go to the cash register, like, you guys have any other JoJo mangas from Stardust Crusaders? And the lady looks at me like, no. She's like, we're back ordered on it for months. It's like, holy shit.
Jeez.
Like, that's how popular. So I just ordered off Amazon. But even when I bought the Diamond is Breakable, Volume 1, I had it in my cart on Amazon. Every 2 seconds for the first day, I had like notifications from Amazon. To the point I had 10 notifications. JoJo's Diamonds Breakable is out of stock, in stock, out of stock, in stock, out of stock, in stock, out of stock. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't know if I want to even order it now.
The uncertainty.
Finally ordered it, and they jacked the price up because it was $11 when I bought it. Jacked the price up to $23.
Jeez.
And I think it's already sold out again.
Jeez.
Well, the hardcovers are like $20 each, but they're cheaper on Amazon because it's about $16 for each of them.
Yeah.
And I have Prime, so no shipping. I'm just paying tax. It might have went down since I've last checked, but just to see like how popular the manga and the anime are just so popular that they just keep selling in and out is the funniest shit ever. Yeah, let me see. I'm looking at it right now. Oh no, it went down now. Now it's $13. So it went down $10. That's good. And it's in stock for the next 2 minutes, and it's going to go out of stock and not be in stock until July 4th.
Jeez.
But anyway, get off track. DJ, who's your favorite character out of all the parts? Who's your favorite character?
Oh, that's a tough one. When I get asked this question, I usually break it into good guy, bad guy. And my favorite good guy is Joseph. So like Joseph's probably my favorite JoJo. My favorite Jobro is Bucciarati. And my favorite villain is Kira. So far.
Excellent. We'll do it. DJ's thing. Favorite hero.
My favorite JoJo is also Joseph, because he's Joseph.
Wait, young Joseph or old Joseph?
Both.
But I guess young. I mean, is the better one.
Because you don't see much of old Joseph anyways.
But old Joseph is voiced in English by Bo.
Oh my! Are you serious?
Yes, it's the same voice actor.
Oh my god.
Because when I first heard old Joseph, I was like, who the fuck? I was like, I know that voice actor. I looked it up and I was like, holy shit, he was Bobo. And then the younger one was friggin' number 1 for Kids Next Door. And Jonathan was voiced by number 2 from Kids Next Door.
Jeez.
So there's that. There's another rabbit hole for everybody to dive down. Then who's your favorite villain?
My favorite villain, probably Dio. And
young Dio from Part 1 or Dio from Part 3? And I'm talking not like Part 1 wise, like young cocky.
No, Dio not Part 3. Because overall, Part 3 was my favorite one. But Part 5 is a very, very, very close second. Especially with what's going on now. Yeah.
I gotta say, my favorite JoJo is Jotaro, because he's just a fucking badass.
And then my favorite, as DJ called it, Joe Bro, is probably Polnareff.
So yeah, my favorite JoJo would be Jotaro. My favorite Joe Bro. Shit. He was technically a villain at first, but I gotta give it to Major Von Stroheim.
Sean Hyam. Yeah.
Stroheim.
Yeah, he's a
he's
I
Joe
just
forgot
Bro.
about him.
fucking over the top.
He really is, though.
I
He
fucking
really
love
is,
it.
though.
And I'm talking when he becomes like a fucking cyborg. That's when it's fucking hysterical. Because like with fucking cars breaking in, he's like, I only sense 5 body heat. What are you? And then it's just fucking minigun just fucking blasting cars away. It was fucking. And of course, my favorite villain is Dio because the world, and also if anybody puts into the chat !Rockstar, you get to hear Dio say the world in Japanese. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, Rockstar has his own Dio command.
But the funny thing is, I like the Japanese of him going the world, but I think I also like the English one because it's just more. It feels more dramatic. It's just like awe-inspiring. It's like, what's more the world?
Yeah, that voice actor, I forget his name, but he also does the he's the English voice for Jiren and from Dragon Ball Super.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that took me aback the most, he's Garrosh in Warcraft.
The live action movie?
No,
Or the
the
game?
games.
Oh, okay.
The games. And he's Garrosh in the games.
I haven't played Warcraft in years.
Yeah, he's World of Warcraft or Hearthstone. He's the same guy in all of those.
Yeah.
Patrick Steins.
Yeah, that's right.
David Patrick Steins. He was also what else was he? He was also Scorpion.
Oh, really?
In Mortal Kombat. I think he's only in Mortal Kombat 9 or.
I can see that. Yeah, I think that sounds like him in X.
It might be, yeah.
Shit, he's Luke Valentine in Hellsing and Frankie in One Piece. What else? I literally have his IMDb up.
Yeah, this is another thing we do. We just randomly pull up IMDb's.
I mean, some of my favorite parts of JoJo's have been like the sounds.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Part 5 has been a Christmas gift of sounds from Arrivederci.
The Arrivederci on loop.
Arrivederci. Okay, I'm gonna I'll give a fair warning now. I am going to say like a spoiler from part 5. When Giorno says "re," when he goes the "uri" while he's doing the famous 7-page muda on Chocolata, like the fact that he does the things.
I hated that guy.
The fact that they reference like a lot of the stuff Dio did, since he's his dad, and the fact that Giorno does lots of that stuff is never fails to be cool.
No,
it's so sick.
It's done very well. It really is. Rockstar, you need to catch up.
I do. I mean, this is why this is a perfect time because now it's giving me back. As you know how many fucking shows I gotta watch, and now I got Amazon watching Todd McFarlane's Spawn the animated series because I got it for free on my Prime, so I want to watch it. And it's fucking good. Because fucking Keith David, for fuck's sake, he was Goliath and Gargoyle. Vaseline, come on.
Sorry, I'm not as versed as you are in actors and the roles they play. So
because you have to give so much respect to English voice actors. I've told you this too. They have probably the hardest job. Vaseline knows how many animes I own on DVD. I like watching the behind the scenes, and it's great when I see it. When I see it, like in the description on Amazon, where it's like includes bonus, but behind the scenes, I'm like, fucking great. I've watched because Vaseline is my favorite anime of all time is Death Note, and they have the behind the scenes on everything. It is probably the hardest thing because they have to. If English voice actor, they have a new script that's not from the original in the Japanese. Because they have to match the timing of the lip movements. Because if they're off by 1 millisecond, it ruins everything. They got to start over. Yeah,
and they don't edit the lip flaps because they feel like it's a disservice to the original.
Yeah, that's why they don't go in and reanimate the entire thing. And it's just so much timing and effort. And I've seen even Q&As like Troy Baker, who is probably my favorite character from another anime we hopefully we'll talk about. Excalibur.
Oh god.
Fools. But also he does like other character. But Troy has like said like it's just so hard, you know, because if you go from a third person perspective in an anime, you have a bigger world. But if you're in a first person, like in a first person video game, your only sight is right in front of you. You got like this much, that's it. So I have so much tremendous respect for English voice acting. Like the Japanese voice actors, they set the tempo. The English voice actors, they have to kind of just like, they're like the cover band coming in for like a band that can't play anymore. It's a bad analogy, but that's the best I got.
So, a better analogy. English voice actors are tribute bands to the originals.
Exactly. Sometimes even the English voice actors shine above the Japanese voice actors. Good example, Ryuk, Japanese voice actor, talks like a normal guy. Now, if you look at Ryuk, he's in Shinigami. He's a god of death. The English voice actor makes him sound creepy and maniacal and devious.
And then you have the classic example of English voice actors in Dragon Ball Z.
I actually like some of the English voices in Dragon Ball a lot.
Oh, yeah,
They're really freaking good. Christopher Sabat.
Oh yeah. God, he's the best. He's Vegeta. Kakarot. Yeah, he's fucking All Might and My Hero.
Yep.
Nice. I haven't seen the My Hero English yet.
I watched some episodes of it. I own some of the manga. My cousin, the one who's obsessed with Jojo, his little brother is obsessed with My Hero.
Nice.
So this works great because this is what's great about having cousins that are into anime and having friends in anime, because we can always swap animes and mangas. Like I'll tell Vaseline mangas and animes I've read and watched, and then he'll tell me once he's watched because he doesn't read a lot of manga.
I remember reading during Super, the guy who plays Goku passed out during a shoot due to how much he was screaming.
Oh yeah, that actually happened.
Nice.
Because I've seen them in the studio, in the booth.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tiny little broom closet with a mic and a stand with the script in front of him. And I've seen him actually screaming for like the power up thing, and it's like fucking crazy. Because they'll actually do like the fist things, but then you look at Christopher Sabini, sometimes he'll do Vegeta screaming and he's just standing still, but it's still the emotion of him actually like doing it. That's what's crazy too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, certain voice actors will like use their hands and talk, and some can just stand there with their hands behind their back and just do it, and they have the same emotions as if it was they're actually doing like a movie. It's fucking crazy. But anyway, back to Jojo.
Yeah.
So we did talk about because I mentioned the hormone. Vaseline, if you had a chance to meet with Zeblini and he was going to teach you the ways of hormone, but you had to fight Dio, would you do it? Would you do
it? Part 1 Dio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Part one Dio, but then years later you have to fight him again. Like 10 years later you have to fight him again as part 3 Dio with the world, and you only have hormone. Do it. Are you gonna do it?
I'm worried about my chances in 10 years.
I mean, I'm talking like how old you are now.
I know, but I'm saying if it's part 1 Dio, okay, cool, yeah, I'll do it with Hamon. But if it's part 3 Dio with only Hamon, then I'm more worried about my chances with that one.
Well, here's the thing. That's his weakness. That's the only thing that can truly kill him besides the sun, is Hamon. Because if you beat the shit out of him with a stand or cut his head off, he's just going to put it back on. Be like, whatever, bitch. I'd do it. I don't think I would succeed, but...
You give it a good shot, at least.
Give it a good shot, and then just fucking Jojo comes and just star platinums in the fucking death.
Yeah, right.
Would you do it, DJ?
Hell no.
At least you're honest.
I don't like my chances against anyone with a stand.
Now,
fair point.
Unless it's a part 3 stand. A lot of the part 3 stands are whack.
They really are, though.
The one that really fucking was like, I was like, what the fuck? Because I read part 3 before I watched it, and the tower stand. That one was like fucking crazy. I'm like, this fucking
Which one was that?
That's the fucking one. They're on the plane and it's like a giant beetle and it cuts people's tongues out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that one.
Because the tower tarot card represents disaster.
Oh yeah.
So it always, and that was fucking crazy. Where it just literally shot into the back of somebody's head, comes out, and it's the guy's fucking tongue.
Okay, and then you think that's crazy? Spoiler for part 5: something similar happens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're talking about Metallica, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that is the grossest. Like,
it was
hardest to watch stand ability there is.
It really was.
You're talking to a guy who owns a manga that I told Vaseline about, and I love horror, and I was getting sick to my stomach because rereading it and looking at it because it was so fucking disgusting. And I told Vaseline, he said, "Please stop. I'll tell you the name of it. It's Fragments of Horror, one of the stories."
Yeah, that was the one you were talking about when we were playing Borderlands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking dude's head is cut off, and he's only keeping up his head, and this witch fucks with him and puts a cockroach in the neck hole, and I was sick to my stomach. I can't even read it ever again because it's this other author. It's like #1 master of manga. I just recently got into him, Junji Ito. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, have I seen something by him? His name's familiar.
There's Tomi Uzumaki. He did a manga adaptation of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Gyo, which I've mentioned on the Borderlands one, where it's like fish with metal legs, the dead fish with metal legs coming back and affecting people with death gas. Then in turn,
I think there was a 12-episode series that adapted different stories of his. Yeah, it's a collection. It was by Studio Dean.
The Junichi Ito horror collection.
Yeah, I didn't watch much of that, but I think I saw a little bit from it.
Fucking manga is like, there's no fucking holding back on that shit. I have to take a break. I finished let's see, I own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I own 7 different collections by him. I read the first 5 and I had to take a break from it. I got 2 more to read and I got to take a break from it because it's just too much.
Ugh.
And I love Vaseline knows how much I love horror. That's just too much. Not because of just the grossness. It's just I need a break from it because it's so much dialogue. So much dialogue. That and also Vaseline knows that I've read and watched Corpse Party.
Yeah, that was a thing.
That thing's fucked up. Actually, the manga isn't as fucked up as the anime. The Tortured Souls one was really fucked up. The manga was actually was okay. But anyway, go ahead with the part 5 with this Metallica. I'm curious now.
So there's a stand called Metallica, and we don't know this when it originally shows up.
Does it when he shows up? It starts playing Enter the Sandman.
No, wish it did though. But it should play The Thing That Should Not Be because that fits it a lot better. But DJ, I don't know if you can explain it better. I know Bucciarati and Giorno and everyone are on the runway trying to get that airplane, and this dude just appears on the runway out of nowhere and just starts walking towards them.
Oh no, that was Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, that was the one that was on the airplane. Which one was Metallica?
Metallica is Risotto Nero's ability. I'm talking about the scene that grossed me out was where he made the one person pull scissors
out
of his own neck.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh god, I hate neck things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. I was thinking
If it's a quick decapitation, like in a horror film, I'm fine. But like if it's slow neck things,
yeah, no, this
I'm
was
done.
like
I'm out.
yeah. I remember now.
Metallica can turn the iron into your blood into actual metal.
Yeah.
And so he formed scissors.
Razor blades. At one point it was pins.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Okay, his name shouldn't be Metallica. It should be called fucking Jigsaw.
Risotto Nero.
Yeah. He was only there for 2 episodes. That's why I forgot about it.
He was mad strong though.
He was though. And then Notorious B.I.G. was a thing too. That one was just weird.
Well, speaking of doing the Notorious B.I.G. people are born, what the fuck are we talking about? The stands and a lot of the characters' names in JoJo are references to pop culture. For example, there was a Dio, is of course the rock star Dio, passed away. Dio, his original name was Dio Brando, so it was the character Dio. So it was Dio, the heavy metal rock star, and Brando from Marlon Brando.
Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah, Ronnie James Dio, and Marlon and Brando was from Marlon Brando, main character from the Vito Corleone and The Godfather. That actor, and then there's a character in Ario. There was Speedwagon, Ario Speedwagon, which Speedwagon in manga is he's originally a thug, but then he joins Jonathan, such a gentleman. So Speedwagon, Zeppelini, Led Zeppelin. There's a character in part 2 called AC/DC, but it's not spelled like the band AC/DC. Cars. It's actually a band named Cars.
Then there's the later ones. Killer Queen is a song by the band Queen.
Sex Pistols.
Yeah, Sex Pistols, Spice Girls.
That's half the fun in JoJo's right now is you meet a new stand user and it's 100% a music reference. So you have to see what the English translation is to figure out what.
Oh.
Because, like in the English subs, even in the manga, like if you have the same hardback manga I did, I'm sure you noticed that like the Dio, in the Dio one, he talks about his servant, whose name is Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Who's translated to Cool Ice.
Now, do you have the hardcovers where it's like on the front, it's one of the characters, and on the back there's another character?
Yeah, it has like the Iraqi manga art on the front, and then yeah, it is.
Yeah, I have like the ones I have. It's like each manga, like the Phantom Bloods in green is a green spine, Battle Tendencies is in red, and then Stardust Crusaders is in blue, and then like on the front, like for example, on the front of Stardust Crusaders Volume 1, it's Jotaro, and then on the back is his stand, the Star Platinum. It's kind of like a little portrait. It's hard to show because like if Vaseline, I'll send Vaseline a picture and you can probably show it on the screen.
Oh no! If you send it through Discord, I can.
I'll send it through Discord. Hold on.
Can't do that from my phone.
Excuse. Okay, I just gotta hold on. Where do I go?
But yeah, so that's a running thing in JoJo's. I mean, even for the entirety of part 1, the ending theme song of the show was Roundabout by Yes. And that is now a meme.
Yeah. Freaking You, part 5.
Oh my god.
I miss Freaking You.
That song, when I first heard it, I'm like, what the fuck?
Alright, Fast, check under games in the chat, and I just sent it.
I see it.
Because that's the ones styles I have in mind.
Give me a second.
Of course, the diamond is unbreakable. One has like on the spine, it's just a bunch of diamonds.
Yay for being super big. Hold on.
That's from my phone.
There it is. That's the manga cover that he's referencing. It's now covering my face.
Yeah, just leave it there.
Thanks.
No, we want Jojo to point at everybody.
Oh my god.
Question them, question them, make them feel awkward and super uncomfortable. It's like, I know what you did. Like, I'm pointing to Nurrock pretty much. It's like, yeah, I know what you did. Alright, DJ, who's your least favorite Jojo, Jobro, and villain? Least favorite.
Least favorite Jojo is Jonathan. Least favorite Jobro. Does Smokey count? Like, I don't know.
Which one was that?
It was the kid in part 1.
Oh.
That's the kid who stole their shit and then
Yeah. Does he count as a Jobro or?
Not really, because
I don't think so.
He was only. I'm talking full-fledged traveling companion.
Okay, then it's Fugo, I guess, just because he didn't do anything.
Yeah, no, he didn't do shit.
But that is to the fault of Araki making his stand way too good. And Araki has even admitted that he wrote out him because his stand was absolutely busted.
Oh,
what stand did he have?
Purple
again?
Haze.
Purple Haze.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Purple Haze was dumb.
Yeah,
he was
Purple
only
Haze
for
really strong.
one episode, and it was 2 half episodes.
Yeah, he could instantly kill people near him, and
yeah.
I guess Araki didn't see a problem with that.
Jesus.
My least favorite villain, does it have to be a main villain or can it be a character? Oh, well, actually, no. I'll make it hard. My least favorite main villain is Cars.
Yeah, I can agree with you there because he's kind of a douche.
Which one was Cars?
Cars was the lead pillar, man.
Oh,
he was the one that was truly obsessed with everything, to the point where where Wamu was going oh, I want to challenge Joseph and Honorable, and Cars was I will fight Lisa honorably, and he fucking just had a decoy going and fucking stab her from behind.
Yeah, that guy was a dick.
Glad would happen to him. I was like, yep. Maybe the funniest shit if he actually comes back to Earth years later.
Oh, God.
And he's just a fucking tiny pebble because it just burns the atmosphere so much. And then just fucking one of the Jojos steps up.
That would be great.
It's Cars deceased. Vaseline. Least favorite Jojo, least favorite Jobro, and least favorite
villain. Least favorite Jojo. Probably Jonathan. Even though I like Jonathan for his gentlemanly ways. Yeah. Least favorite Jobro. It's a tough one. You mean full-fledged companion, right?
Full-fledged companion, or at least was in more than 5 episodes, even if they left and came back for a short time.
Shit. Oh, the little potato head kid from part 4, whose stand was Harvest.
Oh,
Shigechi.
God.
Shigechi.
Yeah. The guy with the booger in his nose goes
yeah, him. Yeah, him. I did not like him.
Me and my cousin, that's a running gag between my cousin. Every time we see a sandwich now,
I did not like him.
I was like, would you like a Boku sandwich? He's like, oh, Boku sandwich.
Yeah, I did not like him.
That kid got the doorknob.
He really did, though.
Vaseline knows how weird me and my cousin, when we went and saw Avengers Endgame. What was the one thing he said, Vaseline? We were watching the movie.
Oh, your uncle?
No, my cousin.
Oh.
The Jojo. Yeah. What did he say? Because I had popcorn.
Oh, 2 pieces.
I would like 2 pieces of popcorn. Just 2 popcorns.
Yeah.
Yes, 2 popcorn. Because we're fucking weird with each other. Because it's how we are. Yes, here you go, friend. 2 pieces of popcorn. Yes, thank you for 2 pieces popcorn.
Yeah, this is what they do.
Because we're just fucking chips. Least favorite villain. Because
God, it's been a while since I've seen the older parts. I don't know. Come back to me.
no, Nurok, you cannot. We're not doing a Popeye ref.
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for 2 pieces of popcorn today.
No, you don't have no 2 pieces of popcorn. No, I want 2 popcorn piece now. Oh, you have a Mori. Fuck Mori. Alright. You didn't say it yet. No, I'm waiting on. Sir. Rating and bated breath. Drum roll, please.
I mean, probably also Cars. Because he's a dick.
I gotta agree with it. Jonathan is probably my least favorite Jojo. But I gotta agree with Aslan. Like, I love the gentleman aspect of him, but he was just way too willing to accept Dio that it pissed me off. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I would literally snap that little fucker's neck in half. All the shit he did to you, fuck him. That's what pissed me off about Jonathan. Least favorite Joe bro? Fuck. Shit. The little fucking girl from Stardust Crusaders who fucking was like a boy and she kept like fucking following his love with Jojo.
Second generation Smokey.
Yeah, I remember her.
No, because I actually like Smokey. No, fucking hated her because I was like, get the fuck out of here. I mean, you nearly got raped by an orangutan. Don't you know it's dangerous to be with these guys that stand like fucking 7 feet tall and are buff, even though one of them's 16? He's got the build of like a fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was 28. Or Lou Ferrigno, like hell. Actually, my least favorite villain is not Cars. It's Edibama, the fucking witch lady from who told Dio. I hate her.
Yeah, I try to not use like a side stand character because then I could be like, well, it's the Sun, Wheel of Fortune, Alessi. Like,
yeah, right.
A lot of the people in part 3 were fucking garbage.
They really were.
Just like her fucking stand is so fucking stupid. Like, if she stabs anybody, she could pour sand into you pretty much, and it controls your body. Like, that's like you can get like a tiny fucking cut, and that's it. You're done. You're fucking dead. One little like probably even a scrape, and I'm like, and I fucking just hate like how much. My son, he was so perfect. No, your fucking son was not perfect. Fucking piece of shit. The murdering piece of shit. Fuck him. And you're the reason why fucking Dio came back and all this shit. Oh, hate you, bitch. Since we were on the topic of stands, Vasselin, if you could pick any stand from parts 3 to 5 as your own, which one would it
be? Is that a question?
Yeah, if you could have any stand as your own from part 3 to 5, which one would it be?
Gold Experience.
Alright, you have to explain what that one
was. I used the Japanese name.
What doesn't it do?
Its English name is Golden Wind. If that
does that have something to do with pissing? Pissing in the wind?
It has to do with Prince. No. I want before he explains what Golden Experience does, which is quite the task. I want to complain that every episode it feels like Golden Experience can do something new.
I mean, you're right. it's kind of bullshit at this point, but then again, they keep adding. Fitzy, thank you for the host. I appreciate it, my friend. But yeah, I made my host alert the world.
Yes. I love
but
that. I really want somebody to invade, because the one he has invade is so
no,
good.
I changed it because that was way too long. That was way too long.
Damn it! He had the somebody invaded his thing.
It was. I had a dance of the torture dance. I had a gif of the torture dance. But then I couldn't find the torture dance as a not full song. Yeah. But my thing with they keep adding more shit to King Crimson. It's like, oh, King Crimson can do this now, and this, and now he's doing this. What the fuck can he do? So in a sense, it's sort of King Crimson's counter.
Right. So
with
what does
the
Golden Experience
sheer
do?
amount of abilities he has. So when you first meet Gold Experience, he can give life to objects. So if I were to take this cup or something and use Golden Experience on it, I could transform it into a living creature or a living thing like a tree or a plant or something, and use that to my advantage.
Guarantee if you had that power, you would go to all the trees around your house, and anytime somebody had a dog shit on your lawn, the tree would just fucking grab the person and chuck them.
No.
The fucking like talking trees from the Wizard of Oz.
Oh my god.
You have a fucking army and like the mailman just going up to your mailbox like, and you're looking out the window, it's like, is that my order of Doctor Who? No. You just snap your finger and the tree just grabs it, fucking playing tennis with it. Continue.
So later on, Jordo finds more abilities to this thing. One of them is he could regenerate his own arm, like severed arm, like gone, and he wears brooches. They're ladybugs, or look like ladybugs, and he made one turn into his hand.
Well, he can turn things into the things needed to heal people, which is I think like the broader use of that power.
Yeah. Because it's not just him; he can heal other people as well.
Right, but he has to have like things around him. But that's such a broad and
he has to have materials in order to do it.
But like, when isn't there stuff around?
I mean, he even healed bullet hole wounds with the bullets that were inside the person's body. So
sounds like the creator Akira was like, man, I really got rid of supercars. I need to have a stand that is like supercars. Because like when Cars finally achieved his thing with having the Stone of Asia on the mask, and he's able to turn like his fucking hand into. That's what the stand sounds like to me.
Oh, honorable mention, if I couldn't get Golden Experience, would probably be Silver Chariot.
You know, Vlast, you actually missed the power. I was waiting for it too. I was ready to hit you with the Jojo quiz. You missed a one-timer Golden Experience power. Do you remember the first time he used it against Bucciarati? If Golden Experience hits the other stand user, he causes them to have an endorphin
sensory
rush.
overload.
Yeah, they have a sensory overload,
that.
Which he has not used the rest of the part.
He really has it, and I think he should.
I will say.
So, pretty much, if he hits you with this, it's like getting shot with a shot of adrenaline right in the heart.
You like hallucinate, like you get. You see like yourself doing things. You're like, what the?
It's your senses are on such a heightened overload that your body moves on its own, and your brain is just like, wait, what the fuck? What am I doing?
So pretty much, he puts you on acid. He pretty much slips some acid.
No, that's the torture scene.
Actually, I wanted to point this out too, Vlas. Like, for a long time, and it still might be, for a long time thought that the boss and Giorno were going to be related somehow because of that scene. If you look at the scene where Giorno hits Bucciarati, Bucciarati goes to attack Giorno, but then it's like him attacking himself, right?
Yeah.
And do you know what music they're playing during that?
No.
They're playing the boss's theme.
Oh, seriously? I never noticed.
And do you know what? Do you know what that situation looks exactly like?
When the boss did it to Bucciarati?
Yeah, when Bucciarati punched the pillar, and behind the pillar was Bucciarati. I was like, "Whoa, that's the same thing."
Damn.
But I think maybe that's just a nod to that happening in the future, and not.
I mean, it could still happen. We still got a little bit, so.
Yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting that those abilities were shown in a very similar way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Rockstar, what stand would you want?
The world.
Yeah, the world. The world's a pretty easy one because you could do like a lot of stuff with it.
Yeah, and I'm talking the world when Dio can stop the world for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm not talking like the 5. I'm talking 10 seconds.
Right.
Because if I was like, like when me and Vaseline used to work together, and it was just like pretty much off, I just go like the world, just stop tying, go behind the counter, slap him a couple times, then go back.
Yeah, you totally would do that.
Or even that, or just like when Vaseline's about to walk into the office, when we used to work, and he opened the door, I would just stop time, shut the door, move him aside, and he'll just whack in the door. Like, God. And then Vaseline would be like, Chariot! Nope. Honorable mention, I would actually, because I just finished Part 4's Volume 1, I would actually take Shining Diamond as a alternative, because just being able to smash something and then I can put it back together is good, because like God forbid I break something, I'm like, shit, well, it's back to the end.
Yeah, I mean, that one's like interesting too, because especially once you get later into Part 4, he starts using it in order to break things just to get them back to their original form, which is kind of interesting. So you can do some pretty big brain plays. You could like fix a car to make it brand new.
Mm-hmm. Damn. That's what he did with
the motorcycle.
The motorcycle.
So I was actually with the world. I finally decided on the world. Hierophant green.
Yeah, Emerald Splash is pretty good.
Then also I can control it from afar. Because having a stand where you have to be close by is dangerous. When you have a stand that you can control it from far, yeah, it's weaker, but you can be more sneaky with it. So what about you, DJ?
So mine, it's tough because I think the first thing I immediately think about is like, if I had Killer Queen, what are the activations for Bites the Dust? Because if I can change the activation requirements for Bites the Dust, like I could be rich. If like I could set it like, oh, I got the lottery wrong. Oh, not anymore.
Oh yes, that's right. That's because that's his power.
Yeah.
That he has it on if his son ever that it's his dad, like it sets time back.
Right. So if I can change that, like because he just made it where like if somebody, like the trigger was if somebody figured out who he was, it sent him back. If I could change the trigger, that's pretty sick. Now, if it's just Killer Queen and like I can't really do anything with Bites the Dust, I honest to God would take King Crimson. being able to see 10 seconds into the future is fucking sick.
I mean, it is.
That sounds like, which one was it? It's from part 3.
Oh, Toth.
That's it. Yeah, with the comic book, that's what it sounds like. But
oh yeah,
but it's always
that.
You can never change it. But it's always gonna be something disastrous. Like, for example, his brother. They saw in the comic that Jotaro was gonna eat an explosive orange that would explode, but then his brother disguised himself as Jotaro, so he's like, "Oh shit, it's actually me."
Right. So King Crimson, that's not all it does.
Okay.
King Crimson might be the only stand in all of JoJo's that could beat the world in a fight, right?
Yeah, I would go along with that. Yeah, because King Crimson is fucking broken.
It'd be crazy. Like it's crazy because the fact that he can erase time is silly. And like the stuff you could do with that, I would just be an MMA fighter. And I would be like, dude, I'm just gonna knock people out and no one's gonna see me do it. And like it's like King Crimson is basically the world on steroids.
I mean, he is.
Like at first I thought there was like the whole he can't interact with them while he's using his ability. But that's not true. That's not true. Because I thought that was the case, and then like one of the episodes that happened recently happened, and I'm like, wait, but how did he do that if he can't interact with them while he's inside of his ability? And it turns out, no, he can. It's just that Araki decided he didn't want him to do that all the time. And I was like, oh, sure, fine. But yeah, the fact that he could just do things inside of time, he could see something bad about to happen and then erase it from from happening. That's wild. Damn. And then I guess I don't know what this stand does, but I've had my friends that have read the manga say if I had a stand, it would be D4C.
D4C.
So if anyone, I mean, I know what D4C stands for. The the English translation, I'm going to tell you guys now, don't look it up because I'm pretty sure it's a part 7 stand. But the English translation is filthy acts done at a reasonable price or dirty deeds done dirt cheap.
Nice.
But people always, like my friends that I play fighting games with that have read the manga said if I would pick a stand, it would be D4C.
Nice.
So I guess that's my honorable mention.
Damn. So, shit. I guess we should do least favorite. Oh yeah, that pretty much just does favorite stand and least favorite stand if you're gonna pick what your stand is. So that kills. That's 2 birds 1 stone. That's just 2 birds 1 stone question. Now, DJ, have you ever heard of the one I mentioned before? The Rohan at the Love Cure?
Well, Rohan is a character from part 4. I know about So Rohan Speaks, which is a murder mystery involving Rohan. I don't know that particular offshoot that you're talking about because the only other offshoot of Rohan I know is the one where he goes to the Gucci store.
The Gucci store?
Which actually happens. There is a JoJo X Gucci crossover with Rohan where he goes to get his Gucci bag, which has a stand, where his Gucci bag is a stand, inspected at the Gucci store. This is real.
What?
I
Yeah.
mean, I can.
Oh my god.
I mean, I just found, because when I did my little research, I didn't really part me as a stand. Because when I window shop half the time on Amazon because Vaseline knows I have a lot of free time at work most of the time. So I was just kind of window shopping and I noticed it. I gotta check this out. Not realizing until after I got him that he's actually Jojo, which is the spinoff. I was like, well, shit. It's a Jojo spinoff with him trying to find the darkest color, blackest ink. And he does, and it's crazy.
Well, he wouldn't go to the Louvre for that. But continue.
No, it's supposed to be that there's a painting at the Louvre that has it.
The darkest black known to man we can create absorbs 99.6% of visible light, and it has been copyrighted by an artist. I don't remember the name of it. Yeah.
I'm gonna get. Hold on, give me a second. Description. Seconds. And I'll have I love this. Amazon says your package may be lost, and I'm literally holding it in hand for that book. Amazon does not just something like they even say that now with the sonic screwdriver I got for Doctor Who. It says your package may be lost. No, it's not. And like half the books I own, it says like your package is running late. It'll be there soon. Here's the story. As Rohan, a young he meets a mysterious, beautiful woman who tells him of a cursed 200-year-old painting. The painting, which was created using the blackest ink ever known, which came from a 1,000-year-old tree that a painter had cut down without the approval of the emperor. The painter was executed for this, but the painting was saved from destruction by a curator at the Louvre. A decade later, Rohan visits Paris and asks the museum to unearth the painting from deep within its archives. But he's completely unprepared. But he is completely unprepared for the power of curse he has unleashed. So like that description sold me on it because it sounded like right up my alley, a mystery type, and it's more of a graphic novel than a manga. But
right.
I don't know, and it's all colored too. The whole thing is colored.
His stand actually is pretty high up on my list of stands that I would want in real life.
Oh, Heaven's Door.
Yeah, Heaven's Door would make life pretty easy.
Yeah, being able to turn a person into a book with all their memories, so you can. So, for example, if I say, Vaseline, did you eat my cheese fries? No. Heaven's Door, you motherfucker.
Yo, or you go to the bank and you're like, how much money's in my bank account?
Yeah, right.
No.
And they're like, yeah, that's how much. And I'm like, yeah, that's right.
No, Vaseline, it's an inside joke. That's because he ordered cheese fries and he forgot he ordered them, and me and this other girl we worked with together ate them because we're like, we don't know who they are. And you come in the next day, did you guys eat my cheese fries that I ordered?
Yeah, because they never gave them to me.
It was funny, so thanks for the free cheese fries. What else? I'm trying to think what else we can talk about. Covered pretty much everything.
DJ, do you have anything you want to talk about?
I mean, basically, I was gonna ask something about like, what do you guys think? Because this is kind of something we've talked about on Slice of No Life. And it was, what do you think is something that makes why is JoJo such an alluring show for so many people? Because it's such a cult phenomenon, but it's so strange. It's not like a lot of shows, and I was just curious, maybe what do you guys think it makes JoJo so different and appealing?
I mean, for a lot of people, it is that strangeness that is the allure. I mean, but other than that, you've got the existence of beings within humans that can be used to fight other beings and then cause all kinds of mayhem just for the fuck of it. You've got all the old music references. The off-the-wall characters and their attitudes. I mean, there's a lot to it that could draw people in my opinion.
I think with me, it's, being told so many times about the show, pretty much having it nailed into you every time you meet my cousin, every time he would tell me about the point where I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it finally, because I got sick of talking about it. I'm like, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's the word of mouth.
Yeah. But watching it and just the over the top to anything, like to the simplest thing, like he's a true gentleman. Like it's like they just found the Ark of the Coven. For fuck's sake. That and just like the art style, especially in the manga. The manga's like art style is just, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It makes me. It's like I don't even want to read the manga. I want to look at just the artwork, because it's just so captivating. Just like every character, every main character has to have like a square jaw and like a chiseled body and jaw, and they gotta be like 7 feet tall and tower over everybody.
Insert handsome Squidward meme here.
Wait until you see part 7. I've seen a couple panels of part 7, and the artwork's absolutely gorgeous in part 7. That's crazy.
That's what I gotta check out. That and just like the different varieties of this character, like so much happening to this one family line, this one family tree of the Joestar. Even though like later on they have different last names, it's still the Joestar clan, in my opinion, because it's just their descendants. Like just everything happening to this one family, and it's just no matter how many generations pass, the past of their ancestors just keeps creeping back in, that they have to. They're thrusted into this hero status because like no one else can do it, and it's up to them. And finding companions they can trust and stuff. Learning how to use their powers and everything, and just trying not to be killed. Like, how many fucking times have we heard like, oh, Dio, and like all so far every part, like Dio is always mentioned because he's always the one thing that the Joestars have just. Like it's that one like itch on the back they can't scratch. Just Dio can never ever be phased out from them, no matter how many like. We've seen like, because he was in part 1, he was introduced in the first part, and he's back in part 3. But even in part 2, they mention him so many times because just how much of a mark he made on the family.
Right. Now, for me, like I think there's 2 things. Besides, like, I think the show's already like the characters are generally in the show are generally excellent. The cast is usually very likable. The designs are, you either love them or you hate them. But I think there's 2 things that like make JoJo special. And the number one thing for me, and I think part 5 really flexes this muscle, is there aren't many shows like JoJo's that are as confident in the bullshit that they're doing as JoJo's.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong, and it's so much like that's hard. Go ahead and keep
going. So there was an interview with Araki, the artist, if we haven't, or the author, where he got asked like, you do all this crazy shit in JoJo's, like, are you ever afraid that you're going to alienate your fans? And he was like, back in the day I was. He's like, I used to worry about that a lot. And he saw an interview with Prince where somebody asked Prince the same question. Like, and Prince was like, I don't care. I'm Prince. Like, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. People like it, And he's like, if people stop liking what I'm doing, then I guess I'll stop doing it. Right. And he's like, I'm not gonna let that bother me because I'm Prince. And what I do is what I do. And that apparently struck a chord with Araki, and that's why like part 5 is literally a love letter to Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And I always think that's very interesting about JoJo's, just how like unshakable that shows confidence in itself is. The irreverence for like parts that you would normally find serious, like that JoJo's just handles with its wackiness.
And also just like you said, like likable characters. You feel for these characters, even if for a good guy that they keep getting like pretty much metaphorically and figuratively sometimes kicked in the fucking dirt and just beaten the hell out of, and they're still just they stand strong. That they they know they have to do what they got to do, and you feel emotion. You cheer them on, like you cheer them on to defeat this evil.
Yeah, I mean, like that, and it's just the way that, like you said, I think a lot of JoJo's strongest moments are like, it kind of goes back to the confidence. Are the characters are like their unwavering desire for something, or their unwavering like belief in themselves. The whole thing in part 5 is like the line they always say is, the fact that I'm doing nothing right now proves my resolve. And those moments are always just so, they're cool. And that's like JoJo's strongest point, is JoJo, it's the king of cool moments.
Mm-hmm.
When you see, the world for the first time, you're like, oh my god, this is insane. Or he drops a fucking, a road roller on someone.
I forgot about the road roller.
when the OPs change it, like from parts 3 onward, where the bad guy takes over and uses their ability on the OP.
Yeah.
Those moments are incredible. Like I don't really feel that like that hype from a lot of shows. Like there's a lot of shows that are hype, but like the payoff, like the feeling, recently when we saw the blood drops in the OP of Trader's Requiem, and then now we see Diavolo do his whole like walk around, which pays homage to what Dio did to Jotaro. They do the same walk around. Seeing him use Epitaph while like this, an Italian choir is singing in the back, and someone is reading, poetry in Italian about sing a song of sorrow for a world where time has vanished. Like moments like that in JoJo's, I really think is what separates it from other shows.
And that is why you don't skip the JoJo OPs.
Yeah, you never skip the JoJo.
You never know. You can't. Especially when they add sound effects to those openings later on.
Yep.
Okay, or that opens up a new dialogue. Favorite OP.
Oh god. Don't make me pick.
Can we do it with and without sound effects?
Sure.
Okay.
But, DJ, go ahead and finish your point.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just saying that, like, I think JoJo's is so special to a lot of people for the same reasons that it alienates others. Is that it's such a different show that completely embraces what it is. It's not afraid to like scare away a few people just to like tone it down for the regular, tone it down for the mass market. It is confident in its bullshit.
It's like Bobobo, how fucking batshit crazy one episode is. How many points they hit in that show?
And damn that show.
Like how, like I literally just read the first volume of the manga work, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. There was about an emo kid.
There's an old coworker of ours who he despises that show.
He despises Bobo, and then I brought in the manga. He's like, get it away from me, like it's a fucking, like it's the plague. He avoids it like the plague, but it's like how absurd Bobo was, and yet how popular it became. It's similar, like as you said, DJ. Like JoJo embraces it, but that's why they embrace the bizarre adventures these characters go on. But I mean, because if JoJo was not as over the top as it is, I don't think it would be as popular as it is today. Because everybody was just consider it another manga, another anime, another manga. It wouldn't stand out,
right?
Because like if you talk about like You talk about like an anime like Soul Eater. People are like, oh yeah, Soul Eater, that's with the weapons and stuff. And they say, oh, One Piece, oh yeah, it's with the pirates, right? Naruto, yeah, it's the ninjas. And you say Jojo's, like that's the one where it's like just batshit crazy stuff happens, but it's so cool.
Yeah, I mean,
because it stands out. Because you say if you go to somebody and you say, hey, did you see the latest episode of Jojo? And you see that look in there, like, yeah, not like what?
I have one of my coworkers at my new job. He and I talk JoJo all the time. It's great. I love it.
This sucks. I have nobody at work at my job who likes anime. So I'm like, damn it, I can't talk about it.
It's because you're surrounded by old people.
No, like the fucking nurses. There's some nurses that are into like comic book stuff, like their kids are into it. But there's nobody to talk to about anime. God damn it. No. Because they'll see me wearing like an anime. What is that? God damn it. I wore my Jojo lanyard and they said, what is that? I said Jojo's Bizarre Adventures. What's that? God damn it. Somebody who likes anime. Play.
I know that feeling. No one but me watches anime in my area.
No, Rock. I feel you. I brought in the JoJo mangas, and one of the residents asked to look at it. I work at a nursing home, and he looked at it. He says, "I don't know how to read this, but Jesus fucking Christmas."
that's not incorrect.
I mean, no, it's not.
He's like, this is all like, yeah, I know it's all fake. It's fucking awesome, though, right?
Was it
It's
the
like,
same? Was it the same one who commented on the Lovecraft?
No, DJ doesn't. I don't know if DJ heard about this. There's a guy he's so funny. He'll make you crack up laughing. I brought in me and Fast are huge HP Lovecraft fan. Hopefully, we'll have an episode talking about HP Lovecraft sometime in the near future. But it has Cthulhu on the cover, and he looked at it because he's like, "What's your rating?" I was like, HP Lovecraft, reading some classic literature, and he says, "Is this like this hentai thing I've been hearing about for kids?" I just started bursting out laughing, like, "Oh shit! Half these people don't know what a fucking smartphone is."
Oh, man, my man's ready for the hentai apocalypse, though.
And of course, you can't ever convince people to try because they're so coded into thinking anime cartoons. Yeah, that's another thing I hate when people say, what was it? My stepfather, my mother's ex-husband, his father, I was watching Naruto, and he's like, "You fucking watching cartoons?" I said, "No, this is anime." He's like, "What's the fucking difference?" Like, I was like, "Really?" I put on fucking, which one did I put on? Shit. Which one did I put on? There was one I put on that it was full. Like, there was like just it was Hellsing Ultimate. I put the first episode on, and he was like, "What the fuck are you watching?" I was like, "Oh, this is anime. You want to consider anime young kids cartoons? Fuck no! Look at this shit. Just fucking Nazi zombies blown off and fucking vampires."
Go watch one single episode of Elfen Lied and tell me that shit's made for kids. Yeah, right.
Exactly. Yeah. Go ahead and put fucking Corpse Party Soul on in a classroom. Parents call in a complaint that, well, like, what, we put on a cartoon? Nope. Fucking look at it. Yeah, go put on an episode of Attack on Titan, where the Titans fucking crashing in and biting people's heads off, and see if you don't get fucking complaints. Like, from Christian mothers who are like, "That's the devil's work."
Before we rant on about this.
Yes, you had the question. Favorite opening?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch, because I have so many of the openings to the point I've actually played one out loud, and one of my coworkers thought it was jazz because it was part 2s, and she's like, "I never heard this jazz song." I was like, "Because it's not. It's an anime opening." Oh. She's like, I don't understand what they're saying, but is it Spanish?
It's Spanish.
It's Japanese. What's
Wow.
Yeah. Vasa, why don't you, because you're the one who asked the question, why don't you tell us?
We're doing with and without sound effects.
Yes.
Yeah.
Favorite opening with would be the most recent part 5.
Okay.
And I've seen all the openings, so because I found a compilation of all the openings, so I know what you're talking about.
And my favorite without is probably Bloody Stream. Just because it's out there.
I mean, anytime you hear like
Yeah, also trumpets.
Yeah. DJ?
Favorite with effects is the End of the World, with the Dio part. The first time I saw that, I stood up out of my chair. I was like, I was ready for the sound effects. I was like, this is cool. And then that happened, and I was like, yo, oh my god.
That's the one where like they're on the stairs and everything. That was the second opening for Stardust Crusaders.
Yeah, and then
The time clock that.
Yeah, and then when the sound effect version happens, the last time where at the end of the song where it says "End of the World," the song goes "End of the World," and then it goes "End of," and then it's Dio going "So Worldo," and then it's Dio slow walking around Jotaro, and then they aura. And then I think my favorite song is "Great Days." And that's the opening with for the end of part 4.
Yeah. That was a good one.
That one actually is probably my second favorite with sound effects too.
With the Kira thing.
I gotta say my favorite opening with sound effects, I gotta go with DJ's, because that one gave me goosebumps when the sound effects with Dio was in the slow walk, and then it shows over to Jotaro, realizing Dio's right behind him. I got like shiver up my spine. I was like, holy shit. Favorite opening without sound effects, Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town Part 4's opening theme.
Yeah, for the first part 4 openings, that is an excellent one.
Just how you're gonna have to play these. So people know.
I'll put them all in. I need to make a. I'll put them in the animation channel in my chamber. What the fuck? Discord.
Yeah.
But okay. Follow-up question. Favorite closing.
Shit.
I can do an ordered list probably pretty quick.
All right.
S tier, Roundabout, Last Train Home, A tier, Freaking You, B tier, Modern Crusaders, and whatever part 4 is this. I forget what it's called.
Oh, the one that sounds like a 70s pop song.
The Savage Garden song.
Yeah.
That one, and then the worst one I think is Modern Crusaders.
Animation chamber sounds like a weird method of torture. I don't know why I said chamber. Yeah, DJ, that's a pretty solid list.
Send him to the animation chamber. Make him watch old Disney cartoons. No! I don't want to watch Donald Duck as a Nazi. I just had to say that because I just started laughing. Because I haven't watched a lot of the openings, the closings in a long time, because the openings are just so fucking. They get you like in the mood to watch it, and the openings just make you feel sad that the episodes. To me, I mean, I love part 1's ending, just because like how they always would end it, where like it would start slowly, the guitar would start going in towards the end, and it's like to be continued.
It's an actual song, you know.
I know. I can't remember the name of it.
It's Roundabout.
Okay.
Yeah, he does that sometimes.
Yeah, sorry, because someone was talking. And then I guess. I don't remember the names of these closings. Probably part three's first ending.
Walk Like an Egyptian.
Yeah. That's like they said. Like I can name a lot of the openings, but
Right.
the endings usually I skip because I just want to watch the next episode. Because I'm just too excited to. I'll watch like it first episode. I'll watch.
Right.
If I'm binge watching, I'm like, no, next episode. But I'll never ever skip the opening. Never. It's a sin. Somewhere in the Bible, God, but thou shalt never skip an opening of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
Not advisable.
No.
Not advisable. Question I can think of before we. Ooh, this would be good. Here's a good one, Vasily, because this actually goes into what we can do for later episode 2. We can talk about it. DJ, do you prefer watching JoJo? If the option is available, if you prefer listening to it in English or in Japanese, if the option is available.
I generally watch everything in Japanese. There are some exceptions. Like I have seen some shows in English. Sometimes I fuck around. Like, I'm gonna go visit my mother's side of the family. Go visit like my mom and my brother, in August, and like I don't have cable TV, so like I just have internet. Like I don't bother with cable TV. So when I'm up there, they have cable. So like Saturday nights, like I'm up pretty late. Saturday nights, Cartoon Network has their Adult Swim block. Yeah.
Toonami. Thank God they brought it back.
They've had JoJo's on there. So like I'll turn on JoJo's in English when I'm up there, and I don't think it's bad. It's fine. Actually, a lot of the part 3 voices I thought were great. For part 4, they got one of my favorite voice actors to do Kira, DC Douglas. And he does Wesker in Resident Evil. He was Legion. Yeah.
Yes, I knew that name. I was like, yep.
Yeah, Legion and Mass Effect. Like I really like DC Douglas, and I think he makes a pretty good Kira. The only thing I don't like about the English version of JoJo's is they actually have to say the edited names. So like
yeah,
he was
copyright.
like yeah, but he was like Deadly Queen's third bomb bites the dust, and it just like that doesn't hit the same as Killer Queen Daisen no Bakuden bites the dust. Like it just doesn't hit the same, like I don't know. I definitely don't mind JoJo's English, but like we said earlier, a lot of the best parts of JoJo's are like the crazy like hook, voice lines. And when part 5 happens, I don't think a lot of the stuff will translate as well unless they do what they did in part 3. Like part 1, I don't know if you ever saw this. They have in part 1, they made when Dio said Muda, he said useless.
Yeah,
which is, I mean, that is what it means.
Yeah,
it is what it means.
Even in the manga, they have it sometimes where it does Muda, or he'll say useless.
Right.
Or sometimes I think they did it once where he said both. It was like Muda, then the next panel was useless.
Right. So in part 3, though, I guess enough people complained that in part 3, when he does Muda, he just says Muda. Yeah. So I'm kind of curious what they're gonna do in part 5. Like, I have to imagine he'll still say like Arrivederci.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got it. I mean, it's
and Via Volare and all that.
Yeah.
The Vaseline knows that. I mean, if I will watch it in English first, because it's easier that if I watch it in characters are saying that I watch it in Japanese, if I miss like a subtitle, I'll still know what's going on in the scene. Because if I just watch it in Japanese and I don't, and I for example, if God forbid like somebody opens the door and asks me a question and I forget to pause from watching it live and I can't pause it and I miss a thing and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Right.
So like I've done it now where this is what I did for Jojo. For Jojo season, the first 2 parts I watched it in English. And later on, I watched it in Japanese. For Stardust Crusaders, I watched the first half up until they got to Egypt in English. When they were in Egypt, I watched it all in Japanese because I already read the manga at that point. So I was like, I'm curious. And then now I'm rewatching it. I'm pretty much almost done. I got 2 more episodes left to finish for the second half in English. But then sometimes, like with me, I prefer like if the voice acting in the Japanese isn't how I imagine the character when I'm reading the manga to sound like in the Japanese, like if they're just like doing a straight talk with it, I'm not. It's like stupid. If it's in English and they're getting into the character, it's like yeah, because that's the pitch. That's the voice I imagine when I'm reading it in my head. Like if I'm reading for Dio, I don't think of the Japanese one. The Japanese voice actor, I'm thinking of the English voice actor.
Oh, see, it's the exact opposite for me on Dio. I hella adhere to the Japanese voice.
I think it's a mix because sometimes with Buddha, it's the Japanese voice actor in my head, but if it's the useless, it's Christopher Savini. Christopher Savini. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because he does when he did the useless and he really made it sound like Dio's going fucking crazy. But the Muda he does in part 3, I can easily just watch this in Japanese.
Right.
That's why and then as I said earlier, when he's doing when older Joseph's telling Jotaro about how Dio's stand works, and it's this
right.
I like that one, but I find when he does the once more the word, it's just it's just so it's an emotional holy shit, it's you sit back and you chill holy fuck.
Right.
You feel the emotion coming off of how this guy read it, because somebody could easily just get once more the world, but he was once more the world, just fucking if it was the last thing he's gonna say if he's I'm gonna be fucking dead if I don't I'm gonna be dead in 2 seconds, I gotta let this out it's his final words.
Right. Actually, I've seen that scene, and he sounds just like Garrosh in that one.
And that's also the other thing. What's cool about English voice actors, as I'm into voice acting, it's fun to recognize a voice actor. Like old Joseph was Bo, and
right.
That one game Vaseline live streamed a while back, the 999.
Oh, he's Ace.
999. Yeah.
Yeah, he was Ace.
He's Ace in there.
I told Vaseline that, and he was in Skyrim. He did a couple voices in Skyrim. It's fun to find out about this. Like when I first heard young Joseph's voice actor in English, I was like, why the fuck does that sound so familiar? I was like, why does that sound like number 1? I was like, holy shit, it's number 1. Because it's crazy to find out, they did this character in this show I used to watch, holy shit. Because it's fun. Because it brings you down memory lane and you think about it. It's just wow. How many... One actor is connected to this many characters. It's crazy. And you wouldn't know it. Mortal Kombat X, I didn't realize fucking Troy Baker did Shinnok until I looked it up. I know he did Aaron Black because it's his normal talking voice, but
yeah,
him doing Shinnok, I'm like, holy shit. But yeah, so it's an iffy with me. Now, I have animes that are only in Japanese. I didn't realize it until after I bought it and I started watching. I was like, where the fuck's the English dub? And I'm like, shit. I will bear with it, and sometimes I enjoy it more because it makes it feel more authentic, in my opinion. I have 1, 2, I think I got 4 One is the Corpse Party Torture Show was only in Japanese. The Death Note Light Up the New World movie, that's only in Japanese. I haven't watched it yet, but I know it's only in Japanese. And I think that's. I thought there was another one. Nope, I think that was it. Never mind. I only had 2. I thought I had more. Unless I'm not thinking. I can't think of it. But yeah. So it's iffy with me. Like, I like to, only in rare occasions can the English actors convey the emotional feeling of the characters in Japanese. Yeah, I agree with that, Neurock. Baslin?
What?
The question: would you prefer, if you had the choice, would you prefer watching JoJo in English or in Japanese? If the only option
Japanese.
is Japanese.
I'm with DJ on this one. I watch most of the things in Japanese and then the occasional things in English, like like I said earlier, Dragon Ball Z.
See, with Dragon Ball Z, it's like I watched it when it first came out on Toonami with the English voice actors, and I can't watch it in Japanese with Goku sounding like a woman. I'm like, I'm like, okay. It's weird, but Oh yeah, that was the other one. Black Butler Book of Circus, because it was free on Funimation's YouTube page, but it was only in Japanese, and I watched it. I gotta watch it. Like, I'm not gonna. If it's like, for example, if I had access to Part 6 anime, the Part 6 of JoJo, but it's only in Japanese with English subtitles, I'm not gonna complain. I'm like, yes, please. Like, if I had access to it before anybody else and I got to watch it only in Japanese channels, I'm gonna do it.
I can't. I would have to watch Part 6 in Japanese because I'm not letting them disrespect my favorite Queen song like that.
True.
But
it's fun to me. It's fun to like compare.
Oh yeah.
It's fun to compare how different actors.
Actually, more than anything, like, it's so strange. I have zero like personal connection with Kira Buckland, besides like the fact that I have her autograph and I met her at a con. But there is no one more in this world that I want to get the part of Jolene in Part 6 than Kira Buckland.
I think actually, yeah, that actually would fit, because the only other voice actress I can think of to do her would be what's her name? She did she was Serana in Elder Scrolls Skyrim's Dawnguard DLC.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know her name.
She was Lust in Full Metal. Lust in Full Metal. Fuck. Damn it.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know her name.
That's what I'm looking up now. She's
married. Ocean was pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's Part 6.
Soups, welcome to the stream. How are you today?
I haven't. I think unless we get lucky and they announce that we're gonna get an animation of Part 6 within the next year, like if we get it in like late 2020, I'll wait. But if we're not, I'm just gonna go ahead and read 6, 7, 8.
I already know at this point.
I already know like some big spoilers for 6, unfortunately, but we'll see.
Glad there's at least a channel discussing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's great, honestly.
It's fucking amazing.
I know Rockstar and I have been planning this podcast episode for about since last time we did a podcast episode, so about 2 weeks.
Yeah, we figured it'd be perfect, and because when we had first talked about doing it, I knew that if we just focused on an anime, the manga's gonna come. So it's just easier to focus on one thing and compare anime and manga if you've read it, and then people get interested in it. Yeah, and then Vaseline mentioned, let's bring DJ on. I was like, great, first guest on the show. He knows what it's about. He loves it. It's great to be able to see other people's opinions and sides to what they think of the show.
Yeah, it's been fun being here.
Laura Bailey, that's her
I'm
name.
glad you're enjoying it, man.
I don't know if
she was Maka in Soul Eater. That was Laura Bailey was the voice actress.
Oh, okay.
Because she has that type of tone that she could probably do Jolene. Because Jolene's supposed to be like supposed to be like her father, because she's she doesn't care and everything. But
when I think Laura, I don't know. She's not like raunchy enough in my mind.
Very true.
Because Kira Buckland's done some pretty like gross characters, so I could see her being Jolene.
Either that or I wouldn't say Jamie Marquis, because Jamie Marquis is too bubbly. Because she did like Miss Gigantic and My Hero. She's done a bunch of them, but she always plays like a lot of bubbly characters, like characters that have like a lot of, they're always like friendly and stuff. And I can't. That was that.
What?
Oh, DJ disconnected for a second. I was like,
what?
It sounded like DJ disconnected.
Do it. The mod commands
you. Discord broke.
The fuck's there was one more I could think of doing it. Cause she did who did she do? She did fuck.
It's gonna take a second.
I just want to see the English dub translate D4C. I want to see if they actually call it Filthy Axe done at a reasonable price.
They probably will. Streamlabs, why are you taking so long? I need a new alert box for today. You've already seen the host command. I'm waiting for the... There it is.
Let's see, I do...
There it is.
Yes.
I told you I made a whole new alert box.
Yes.
I made an entirely JoJo based alert box for today.
And Nurak,
I think I'm gonna keep a couple of them.
I just saw Nurak see, like, honestly, I do for the both one of them. You can actually read the manga and the anime close. Like they keep like the anime is faithful to the manga as Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is to the manga. Like you're literally reading, like, certain lines are different, but pretty much every scene is just like beat.
7-page Muda.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I actually went the way you were originally going to go, Vlas, is I cut down the audio for the torture dance and did torture dance stuff.
Yeah, I
was
trying to find I got Audacity earlier, but I didn't get the video and everything because I got busy. So right. I changed the raid command.
I still love the Joe.
Yeah, right.
Joe. And I love how, like, because going back to the openings, how the first opening for Phantom Blood actually had comic panels from all the mangas that were released at that time.
Yeah, actually, someone pointed out to me that the part from Part 5 is in fact the 7-page Muda.
Yep. Oh, is it?
Yeah, shown in the beginning of
nice
Phantom Blood.
And somebody actually put in for Phantom Blood, somebody actually put in their own sound effects into that one, so it's actually the different characters doing their Stan's voices from the animes, and then actually when Jonathan's running at Dio to do the whole punching to him with the mask, he was like, Dio! Punch. And that one was actually, I think I like that fan-made opening sound effects for that one than the one they actually had for it. Because it makes you feel like, it makes you feel nostalgic. Because if you watch it that far and you're like, you remember all these.
So, actually, kind of a side thing that is JoJo's related. There is a small rumor that at Evo this year we might get an announcement. Like, there's been rumors that they've been at work doing a competitive JoJo's fighter.
Ooh,
and
fun.
That would also make me read. That would
6,
make me
7,
read
8.
The manga.
That sounds like
immediately.
Fun, though.
Because already sitting down to play All-Star Battle, and my friend going to pick the Part 7 bad guy, and I'm like, hey, can you not play him? I don't know what he does. And he's like, oh, okay. I did. I was like, hey, can you not play him? Like, I don't know what I haven't got the Part 7 yet.
So my cousin has like a mobile JoJo fighting game on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see him playing it. Funniest thing, when we took him out to his 21st birthday, he got plastered. He had like fucking so much to drink. He had like 7 Blue Moons, a Jaeger bomb, and it's like this Irish coffee with Guinness in it.
Uh-huh.
He was fucking plastered. So he started playing it in the car, and he's like, I got Part 3 Dio. I got it. He was fucking hard, but I fucking got him. This motherfucker's gonna. He's just fucking cursing and like. He's like, you son of a bitch, you think you can fucking beat the world? Fuck you. That's me impersonating a drunk person because I don't drink.
No, he doesn't.
It's just me watching people get drunk, and I'm like, because that's the funniest thing. If you're sober and you see somebody get drunk, it is fucking hysterical. To the point he came in the car and handed me the keys thinking I was, no. But the whole he said he blacked out. He didn't remember. He's like, what? Because he texted me the next morning. He's like, when the fuck did I unlock Dio? I was like, what, Part 3? You said you unlocked him last night. He's like, I don't fucking remember. I'm so happy. But fuck.
Nice.
It's similar to the Dragon Ball Xenoverse, I think it was. Not Xenoverse. It's pretty much like you have to hit these buttons at a certain time to have these characters do their moves. But it feels more like Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2, where it's like in a 3D open world where it's not just like Mortal Kombat, where it's like on a
2D plane.
Yeah, 2D,
right.
It's a more 3D plane. It looks pretty cool for a mobile game. It looks really good, but it takes up a shit ton of space. But you fight people online. But he was like, just like, fucking piece of shit. Fucking try to escape the world. Fuck you. So he's like, he's like bobbing, like his head's just like, fuck you. I was shocked that he was able to hit the buttons at the right time. Bad he was slurring. To the point he got cut off. He got his drinks cut off by his dad because his dad went with us. When he fucking tried to play pool, and the fucking pool ball, the white ball, fucking bounced off the table, went halfway across the room.
Jeez.
Anyway, my uncle just looks at me and says, "You're fucking done. We're going home." That time was like 2 a.m. Yeah, we're good. I just tagged along to play pool. I was like, I want to play pool.
The ball didn't cut the ball off. You guys okay with spoilers? We've been saying spoilers, so as long as
we've been saying spoilers for the anime,
not the manga.
Yeah.
I've been trying not to spoil. Like, I know some stuff about 6 that I shouldn't. But
I mean, we didn't spoil too much. Like, we didn't do like bit by bit. We kind of
I want to ask opinion on Part 5 so far. Anything
Part 5 is my favorite part.
Specific or just in general? because part 5 is awesome.
I don't know.
Honestly,
I've never watched it, so in my opinion, I've only watched up to.
part 5 is so good.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think it's out of all the stand parts, it's easily my favorite part, and then I think by the time it's over, I think part 5 is probably gonna be my favorite. I can't imagine them screwing up this ending.
I
But
can't
holy
either.
shit, like I absolutely love I love Passion, and even like he's made a lot of strides. I feel like in this part writing wise, where like part 3 for me got kind of like it wore me out on the monster of the week formula. Like just like it was like, okay, we're here. New stand user. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like
And then
every episode there was someone new, and then nothing really
right.
happened with it.
And you know, like he actually honestly doesn't change that much. Like even part 5, like, oh, it's another squad, you know, a new stand user, you know, every once in a while. But it flows better. It feels more natural. It doesn't feel just like it doesn't feel as like, oh, hey, here's a new stand user just to fight someone. Like they introduced La Squadra, and you know you kind of knew they were coming as it was coming, you know, forward.
It gave background as to why you were finding out all these new stand users instead of just, oh look, someone turned the corner and we're gonna
Right,
fight
and
them.
he's also gotten better at weaving in the story elements into the exposition during the fights and just like the different parts, instead of like part 3 literally was backloaded. Part 3 it was literally just like fight. Okay, now it's time to fight Dio, and here's the like thing about Dio, you know. This at least like the different story elements were kind of like we're getting answers here, we're getting answers there. Like I think he's gotten a lot better at that. I do think there's still a lot of stuff like every part I feel like he starts to write something that's like really fucking cool and really could be interesting, and then he never does anything with it. Like in part 4, you remember the scene where they show Josuke being saved in the snow by literally
Yeah.
fucking Josuke?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh shit." Um, you know, like I was like, "Oh shit." And, like I get it. It's supposed to be someone that looks like Josuke, but that is literally
Yeah,
Josuke
it's
saving
you
himself.
find that out later. It's literally Josuke.
Well, you don't find it out later because it's not. It's just
Well,
someone that
no.
looked like yeah, right, but it looks like him. And I was like, "Oh shit. They're going to do something with this." And then when we saw what Bites the Dust did, I was like, "Oh my god. That's what it, you know, we're going to go back to like that snowy night with Bites the Dust somehow." And then no,
And
that's
then
not what
nothing
it is at
happened.
all.
Nothing happened with it.
Part 5 for me, that plot line in part 5 is no one's like they have not made a big deal out of the fact that Giorno is Dio's son, besides the fact that he makes references to it in the show.
Yeah.
I thought
And we haven't seen like anything other than those references since like the second episode.
I mean, he makes like you know like small references to like when Giorno thought that one guy was playing dead is something that Dio did. He's like, "Are you playing dead?" And you know, there's small things like that. But like,
I know. I meant besides Giorno. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah, like none of like since the second episode when Koichi was just like, I'm gonna go sightseeing, and literally nothing has happened with it.
right. And then you know, they brought in Polnareff, and I was like, "Oh shit." Polnareff's gonna be like, all right, I can trust all of you except for that one, and
Yeah,
because he's gonna
right.
be like, yeah, that's fun. I know who you are, or like I expected him to know who that was, you know, to be like, oh my god, you're the son of that guy. No, I can't help. Nope. You know, like
Nothing.
we haven't got anything about it, which again is a shame because I really thought that was going to be important, but
Yeah, I mean,
even
this
without
part's not over yet.
yeah, but
God.
I was just gonna say like even without all that, like I still think Part 5 is my favorite. I love Part 5 so far.
It is really good.
So I gotta watch it.
Yes, you do.
I gotta finish Part 4. I gotta finish Part 4. Like I'm loving. I just think the main thing with me is going to each
Judah was so
part.
satisfying. Yeah, right. It was great.
Going into each part when you finally finish that last episode. I don't know if it's me personally. You feel like a sense of not really accomplishment, but like it's somewhat sadness because you're just like, wow, that's it.
Yeah, bro. Wait till you get the last episode of Part 4. Is like actually gave me some feels.
I had some feels.
The last one, yeah.
I mean, I had some feels with Part 3 when I finished Volume 10. I was like, wow, holy shit, they went on this journey.
Yeah.
And like so much happened, so much loss, and just so much anger and pain, and just I was just like I like literally when I finished it, I put the book down, and I just sat back and I'm like, holy shit. To the point my boss said, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm fine." I just finished the book, and I'm just like, I'm stunned. She's like, "Okay." But yeah, it's just like any anime. When you finish it, yeah, you can always rewatch it. But you just get like the feeling like it's not the same when you rewatch it. It's fun to rewatch it because a little nostalgic when you first watch it and you end it. It's just like, wow. You sit back and you think. I just went on this journey for 25, 30 episodes, and now it's done.
It's one of those things where you wish you could erase your own memory of that thing
Exactly.
just so you could rewatch it for the first time again.
Yeah, rewatch it with a fresh mind. Not knowing what you're gonna watch. Like that would be like the one point I would need Killer Queen, like reset. Don't remember anything. I still like Part 3. So like Part 4, I'm liking so far. Part 3, I really like just because of. I mean, that's the part that introduced the mainstay with the entire series was the stands. Because even in the fact they didn't use the stands, how long do you think people would be interested in it if it was just every part was just Hamon, the stone mask? How long do you think it would last? It probably wouldn't have lasted as long as it is now.
No.
Because it would just be like a record repeating over and over again. Like if Jojo never had a stand, and Jojo's like, oh, there's another stone mask. We had to fight the Pillarman. The Pillarman, the secret Pillarman, or the cult of the Pillarman. Nobody would be interested.
I miss my Aztec gods of fitness.
Oh yeah.
I almost had that as my raid command, but it was way too freaking long.
All right, which one's your favorite who's your favorite Pillar Man out of all four of them?
Oh, Wamu. Wamu's gangster.
I gotta go with Savio Vento because just how much they think of him being a fucking simpleton and he's fucking dangerous. Because like literally like when they first comes out and like the Germans are like, he's an idiot, he's a moron. To the point where he's able to fucking learn how to dismantle an MP40 and learn German and English that quickly. In 2 seconds. It's fucking scary as shit. What about you, Vass?
Oh, the Pillar Man?
Yeah, of all four of them.
The only ones I really remember are Cars and Wamu.
It was AC/DC and then Savio Vento. Savio Vento didn't last long because Actually, Soup, we hate Cars. We just talked about like our least favorite, and like Vaseline and DJ say Cars least favorite because he's such a douchebag.
He was though.
But that's the point, because if he wasn't that big of a douchebag, no one would give a shit what would happen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like after I kept seeing him, I'm like, I want this motherfucker to be dead.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with DJ. I'm going with Wamu on this one.
I actually usually love the characters that are like they want this they want the smoke, but they want it honorably. Like that's like their whole thing. I love that character archetype.
It's just like I want to do this, Lord Cars. May I put a ring in this guy's heart and challenge him a month later for honor's sake? Cars like, what the fuck ever. I don't give a shit. Have your fun. That's gonna be like the most fucking bullshit thing ever. With the fucking poison rings. Like, you got a month and they're gonna fucking dissolve and kill you. You can't have them surgical because there are parts in your body that they can't surgically move back in that time without killing you. I was like, I fucking hated that so much. Like, I understood why it was a way to build up suspense. Like, holy shit, he's got this much time left and he's got to be quick. That and that fucking tower of oil. It was oil. It was oil in the manga, but wasn't it water in the anime? They changed it to water.
Yeah, it was a waterfall or something.
Yeah, because in the manga it was oil. The whole thing was coated in oil. Similar thing with how the pressure, but it was oil, not water.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I think that's it. That's all I could.
Soups, do you have anything you want to add to the conversation?
Yes.
You're more than welcome to chat. Voice opinion. I mean, that's why we're doing it on Twitch and not as a actual RSS podcast, so we can get live interaction.
Live interaction, and it's free. You're not paying us money to do it. We just do it because it's fun.
Don't bite, I only nibble. God damn it, Narod.
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. Because if I do, it's gonna start a fucking...
Part 2 wasn't really my favorite. I kind of like Cars because he's entertaining and a douchebag, so I find it hilarious.
You know what? You're not wrong, Sue. You're not wrong. I mean, Part 2 to me was just like a true continuation of Part 1.
And then when you go into Part...
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. They could have easily have made it Phantom Blood and Battle Tendencies 1. I mean, that's why they have, like, the JoJo Bizarre Adventures complete first season is just Part 1 and 2 in one season.
Mm-hmm.
Because how short because Phantom Blood was very short.
It was, what, 10 episodes?
9.
Or 12? Oh, it was only 9?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Only 3 volumes of manga. Part 2 was 4 volumes, and Part 3 is like 10 volumes. That's the hardcovers, not the paperbacks. Paperbacks, it's more. The hardcovers, they put more chapters in the hardcovers. Which was the reason why I like getting the hardcovers of these mangas, because they pack more chapters into them, so it's less mangas to collect. So you can own them all without running out of space.
All right, well, guys, I appreciate you having me on.
We appreciate
anytime, man. We appreciate you coming by. It was fun. I enjoyed that.
It was super fun, just getting different like I said, opinions and having a third opinion on the matter that we're talking about, because when it's just me and Vaslin, we know the topic, but it's our opinions.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So it's good, when Vaslin told me, when I told Vaslin, I was like, we should do a Jojo episode. I said, we're gonna do one. He mentioned, it's like, let's bring DJ along, and I was like, sure. He'll be our very first guest.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been fun. I love to talk about some JoJos.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully we can get you on another one about if there's any anime we're going to talk about and it piques your interest, you want to come on the show, please.
Or if you want to just come on and say, hey, I have an idea, why don't we see if we can do it? I'm all open for that too.
Gotcha.
Vaslin to get to me. He's like, hey, DJ wants an episode on this. What do you think?
I'm glad you guys don't do it on Thursdays, because I was afraid that it was on a Thursday, and I was like, oh no.
No, I do D&D on Thursdays.
Yeah, we do our show on Thursday.
Yeah. So Soups, if you want more anime podcast action, go follow DJ. He's got his own podcast called Slice of No Life. It's really good. I saw it last week.
Thank you.
I was finally able to see one.
I kind of like binge watched it, like kind of like on Twitch at work when I was working on paperwork. I'll put like podcasts on, and Vaslin's mentioned your podcast, DJ, and I was like, let me listen to that, so this way I know how he works that podcast. And I was like, all right, this is good. So
thank you, appreciate it.
It made it so I wasn't bored at work. I was like, because that's the main thing. Entertainment. You entertain the audience. You keep them locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Oh God, speaking of anime, new anime started. I gotta hunker down and start burning through some of it.
Have fun.
Shit, I just got another anime on DVD that was 3 seasons because I saw it on a Watch Mojo's top 10 horror.
Isn't the new season starting? Summer season?
I think so.
I think it is. I have no idea what's coming for summer season.
Space Dandy Part 2.
Oh my god.
Space
Dandy was great though.
Oh god.
Haven't watched loads because of work. Are you looking for something out of the current season or previous season? If you haven't seen, I would say Demon Slayer was probably one of the better shows from last season. The last season wasn't great, but Carol and Tuesday, there you go. That was the best show from last season. IMO.
Care on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's in America, so you're gonna have to go some backroom methods to watch this one, because it's not being released in America until it's completely done in Japan, but it'll be released on Netflix.
Okay.
And it is easily my favorite show from last season by leaps and bounds. It's about in the future, most music is produced by like computers and robots, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about a duo, 2 girls named Carol and Tuesday, who are out being street performers, and it's like they're like rise to fame. It's written by the person that did Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, that person knows. Yeah, the Mermaid Sisters. Yeah, that was an excellent part of Carol and Tuesday.
Cowboy Bebop sold.
This season, Dr. Stone and the firefighting anime both look pretty promising.
I've heard of Dr. Stone. I've heard of the firefighting anime too. So those look interesting. I might check those out.
So I gotta check out Tokyo Ghoul ER, not ER, RE, because I watched the first 2 seasons and I haven't watched the next one. I keep getting told, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. And I'm like, motherfucker, I don't got time to watch it. Because I got this many. It's like, you want to see the list of many shows I got? There you go. It's the list that goes right out the door down the street. Too many.
Is it our former coworker or is it another person?
Another person.
Okay.
Another person. Former coworker. She mentioned it only once. This other person mentions it a lot, and they keep asking, "Have you watched it yet?" No. You suck.
Senko, actually, you would get along with me, Soups. I'm actually watching Senko-san with the person I watched JoJo's with.
I've heard of Senko-san. Like, the fuck
I have not heard of Senko-san.
I've seen it because it's on my recommendations on Amazon to buy. Because I just bought When They Cry because it was mentioned on a Watch
Higurashi. Oh man, I've been needing to read that.
I just bought. It came with. It was kind of cool because
it's show that warms your heart. I'll have to check it out. I've heard of Higurashi When They Cry, but I haven't seen it.
I bought the Blu-rays, the Blu-ray DVD combo pack with the first 3 seasons on it, and it came with the first volume of the manga. So I got the first volume of the manga for free, and it sounded interesting to me because I'm into like murder mystery kind of stuff and like just weird stuff. So I was like, this sounds like right up my alley.
Because you're weird.
Yeah, we're all weird. Says the guy who has an R2D2.
What?
Yeah, R2D2 in the card when you your radio.
Oh, I got rid of that. It broke.
Oh. Says the guy who has a suit of armor in his bedroom.
Yes, I do actually have that.
And I thought you were gonna say, says the guy who has horror posters on his wall.
I mean, you're turning your room into an old style movie theater, so.
Because I love movies. That's why. Okay.
Anyways.
Anyway. Yeah, that's the one I gotta watch because because if it piques my interest, like this, Amazon's the perfect. I'm not promoting Amazon anyway. This is me talking as a buyer who's bought a lot of anime. If you want to buy animes to own, just go on Amazon and type in "save anime" because it's an anagram. Save anime is an anagram. Super amazing value. It'll be a complete series of an anime.
I've seen those before.
And they're a lot cheaper than a regular. Like most anime DVD Blu-ray combos go for $40. These ones would be like Blu-ray DVD combos, and they'll go for like maybe under $20. It could be like 10 discs, and it's like cheap, like Shiki. I got Shiki, and it's like, how many discs was it? Shit, I almost knocked my trash can.
I've heard of I've actually gotten a couple things via Save Anime before, but it was like in physical retailers.
8 disc Blu-ray DVD is like $12, and it's a good one. Shiki was Hellsing. Yes, I have watched Hellsing Soup. I actually own the first. I'm actually gonna go buy it now because they finally released all of Hellsing Ultimate on a complete Blu-ray DVD for like $30.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because here's the thing. I own the first 4 episodes on Blu-ray DVD because they have it in volume sets like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the last 2, like the second one, only Prime members could buy it, and the third one, they're asking like for $200 for it. I'm like, fuck that shit, hell no. So they just finally released it all on one Blu-ray DVD combo pack with behind-the-scenes stuff, including storyboard animation to like taking a scene and the storyboard and side by side, and that's kind of something I'm into. Just the making of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, super, yeah. Oh, Nurk, have you ever finished Hellsing Ultimate? God, it's so fucking good. I remember when they first had it on me, and I recorded it, and I was like, holy fucking shit.
I've actually seen Hellsing abridged, but not Hellsing.
See, I have to, because they have the original Hellsing anime with the abridged one, which I have to watch because I want to see the difference.
Hellsing abridged is great.
How about the Cell games abridged? Fucking other anime characters coming to fight Cell a week before Cell game.
God.
Oh, no. There's so many. That's the main thing we're trying to do. We're talking about JoJo with this episode.
SAO abridged, yes. And then there's DBZ abridged.
Oh God. See, the only thing like fun parody I've seen, because I've seen some of the DBZ abridged, is Dragon's Ball P by
What?
fucking Dragon's Ball P. It's by Oni on YouTube. It's the fucking funniest shit ever.
Wow.
It's so fun. It's so fucking stupid. Like on the last episode of Virginia and Cookie were fighting.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, I think I've showed it to you. And you're like, what the fuck did you show me? When I'm done with you, Virginia, hanging out with little boy. Yes. When I'm through with you, you'll have to pee sitting there like a little girl.
Oh,
So
my upload
stupid.
dropped.
Fucking funniest thing was when Goku showed up and Gohan. He's like, Daddy. Ew, faggot. Punched him out of this. So
I don't know how long my upload was dropped for.
Oh.
It just randomly does that, and I have no freaking idea why.
Ew.
I'm back. Hi.
Who are you supposed to be? Kick a carrot cake. I am real Super Saiyan legend. Super pooper scoopers are just. When he turns Super Saiyan, Goku turns Super Saiyan for the first time, like Frieza's like, "Your hair. What are you, gay?" Yeah. It's so fucking. If anybody can find it on YouTube, watch it. It's some people might just think it's fucking stupid, but some people might it's so fucking stupid it's hilarious. I still think it's fucking hysterical. It's like 2 parts to it. Like one where he's fighting Virginia, it's like don't you ever come back to Earth again. It's like I'll get the last F faggot. Gets back in the pod. Because there's one with Goku versus Vegeta.
No habla español. Sorry.
No habla español. Vas a jugar el. I don't know what the. You know what? Hold on. I'll translate it. Make sure it's not what I think it is. Are you going? So the Vas Jugular is. Are you going to play?
You game Jojo Bizarre? No, I don't actually have the game.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't. We're just doing an episode of our podcast on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Which we're about to wrap up because we've been doing it for nearly 3 hours.
And 2.5, but yeah. Are you going to play that game today? No, we are not. No, I do not have it, unfortunately.
It's only for like PS4.
Yeah, I don't have a PS4.
Yeah. That's the sad thing about it. It's only PS4.
It is 1 a.m. here, Soups. I'm on Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, same here. It's 1 a.m. Good thing I don't have work tomorrow, so we're good.
I do, but I don't go in until like 3, so.
Yep, so it's. Oh, where's 1 p.m.? Oh, okay, I know. Yeah, that's the thing, Soup, with time zones. It sucks. I have a guy I play COD Zombies with, and he's in fucking Colorado. So.
It's 2 hours. It's mountain time.
It's almost 3 hours.
Colorado is mountain time.
True. But he's closer.
2.
That's 2. That's right, because he'll say, like, I'll say it's 2 a.m., and he says it's something. like 11:57, and it's like 2 a.m. exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weird. It sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think we should head off before we keep rambling on for another half hour.
Coming this summer to Crunchyroll, the epic continuation of a series that has gone for so. One man fights the evil of the world. His name, Bobo.
His name, Bobo. It's great listening to you guys. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you came by. Thank you for coming by. We all appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you again, DJ, for being our very first guest on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Vasson said he was going to make you a plaque, but we didn't have the budget.
No, I don't have the budget for that.
It was going to be it was going to be the Joestar star, the birthmark, and it was a first guest.
Do I have this on here? Yes, I do have the alert box on here. I want to show you the rest of the alerts I made real quick.
Yeah, I'll show the alerts.
That was the sub alert.
This is a test.
That's the donation
is a test
alert.
Donation for $1.
You saw the host alert.
God!
This is the bits alert.
This is a test bit alert.
Trying to raise money for a Bashi marathon. God damn it! And this is what I changed the raid alert to. That's what I changed the raid alert to. I might keep a couple of those in my regular alert box. I don't know yet. I'll figure that one out.
Yes. You're going to do the ura thing? Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
But yeah, thank you guys for all hanging out. We do appreciate it.
We do this podcast every other Wednesday. Again, the themes of the podcast can be we'll pick a topic. It can be unlike the Fox's Den or the other podcasts where like they have like just one thing they talk about. We will talk about video games, anime, manga, movies, TV show, literature, comic books, that kind of stuff. We'll pick a topic. We'll tell you guys as this episode comes. We'll set the announcement of what the topic is. If you have any suggestions for a topic, you can check it on the Discord under the podcast ideas. If you have an idea of what we can talk about, we're happy to take ideas. Let's just put it in the chat if you're interested. Also, and then when we're not doing the podcast, me and Vasson will live stream video games. Right now, we're playing Borderlands Series and Horror. We're trying to finish a pre-sequel so we get on Borderlands 2 because we have not played the new DLC. I refuse to play the new DLC because I want to play it live in living color with all you guys watching.
It's gonna be fun.
No, Nurak, we're not suggesting a Bashi podcast because you know how it's gonna start. Today we're talking about Bashi. Fuck that, we're talking about this. Fuck that, talking about it. But anyway.
But yeah, we gotta go before we ramble on for another half hour.
Just one more thing. If you want to keep up to date on what the topic is, you can always like the Facebook and Twitter Apollion page. You can also follow and like the page. This way you're always kept updating on what Vasson's going to stream next and whenever we're going to do a podcast episode, so you're never going to miss a date. But that's it.
Yeah, that's it. We're going to bed now.
I'm not.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Everybody.
We'll catch you later. Deuces.